What up, world? It's your boy Mark Walter Ward, Super Fact Show, Super Fast Network. Today we got with us Headkrack. To introduce this man, he's a co-host of the popular morning show, The Morning Hustle. He's part of the outstanding group Bodega Bros. Right now, he's a solo artist as well. Y'all can find him on all digital streaming platforms. Headkrack with a K. He got a new set of singles, Violence Before the Love. They're a theme for his upcoming celebrity boxing match with Kimbo Slice JR. And I probably forgot like 15 things else. So if I did, forgive me, brother. But how you doing today?
Yo, you got most of the things blocked off on the bingo card, man. Yo, you on your grizz, chill.
Oh shit! What we win in this game of bingo, fam?
Listen, man. Like I heard you trying to come out to the fight. I think we could make that happen, my G.
Hey, shit, that's a bet. Hey, so I'm gonna lead off with that. Then, have you met Omarosa yet?
I have met Omarosa, like, not only when she was on The Apprentice, but also, I think she popped in on some Dish Nation side of things, man. Always a hardworking individual. I know, like, sometimes, they paint her to be the villain, but I think when you get to really talk to, a lot of these people off camera, the off-camera version of themselves is a lot cooler than what you see on the TV.
Well, I mean, like, bro, like, I mostly lived in the Black community most of my fucking life until I moved out here to Tampa, right? And at the time, I was like deep in the hood, like in Forest Heights, where where Kevin Durant's peoples would be scared to go to. And we was watching that shit, and I would hear people like calling her like a sellout, or she doing this or she doing that. But then they was going to work the next day up in little corporations where they was like secretaries or some shit doing way worse shit. So I was like,
absolutely.
If I'm gonna live that life, I'd rather live it at that level. But
absolutely.
To segue, speaking of things that get a bad rap, I bet you automatically people just assume you finna lose this fight, right?
Oddly enough, a lot of people is like, hell yeah, you got it. And and I know typically it's never a good idea to read the comments, get caught up in the hype, you know what I mean, and get high off your own supply. But at the end of the day, I just know I gotta work hard, man, because this is a guy who has been trained to do this his whole life. And I'm a guy who has always been in some level of shape, but to come alive for something like this, I respect the craft enough to know it's a different level of cardio. It's more than just a show your muscle show. You know what I mean? Right. You gotta really have the fundamentals. You gotta know how to block, stick and move, jab, and also on top of all that, take them punches too. So I'm not taking this lightly. Whether people said I'm gonna win or whether people said I'm gonna lose, I just kind of ignore it all and just continue to put in the work.
Word. I mean, it ain't like that gonna affect the final result. But the only reason I even brought that up is because I imagine people are unaware that you got a bit of a boxing legacy yourself.
Absolutely. My cousin is a legendary Joe Frazier, man. Rest in peace. And boxing has always been a major staple in my crib. You know what I mean? Like, a fight was always on. We always watching it, always studying it. I wrestled in high school, did Jeet Kune Do. So, combat sports is not new to me, but I'm on my Rocky Balboa shit, and not necessarily saying like Rocky Balboa like in the first movie, but like Rocky Balboa in the sixth movie. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm coming alive for the occasion, and just really showing that I can go the distance. With a guy who's been doing this, and it's not a cakewalk. It is not a cakewalk, man. I've taken some shots in sparring, but I also have been surprised at the type of shots I've been able to throw off and get off too. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see how it's going to go down on June 11th.
Oh, yeah. I mean, RIP Dustin Diamond, and no disrespect, but this ain't like that street shit that came on Fox like back in the 90s when Manu Bowl and shit. Like the things y'all is doing is real fighting.
Oddly enough, though, it's put together by the same people that put together those ones. But I think between point A and point B has gotten a lot more legitimized between point A and point B, and the card isn't necessarily like streets from Saved by the Bell fighting Rorschach. You know what I mean? Like, right. You actually got some real scrap.
So you was talking about how the company evolved?
Yeah, the company's evolved. This isn't the same celebrity boxing that you saw on Fox back in the days. I mean, you got some real scrappers, man. Like last month, I saw Kimbo Slice JR take on a guy by the name of Ziggy, and they were thumping, man. Also on some of the undercards, man, I saw I can't remember this guy's name, man, but he was like a legitimate boxer. And even seeing the type of shape that a guy like Lamar Odom has gotten in to take on some of the people that he fought. It's been pretty impressive, man, just to see what people can dig deep inside of themselves and pull off, man. So, like I said, I've been giving this a run since January because I thought I was gonna fight in March myself, but I had a hard time finding an opponent. So, in having to, because I reached out to a lot of people in media, and a lot of them just politely declined. Like, oh hell no, I use my face to make a living. All these sort of things, man. So it just got to a point where it's like, if I couldn't get nobody to step up to me, let me find somebody to step up to. Because I didn't want.
Not to interrupt you, but did you hit up Van Lathan? I know he be boxing and shit like that.
You know what? I didn't think about Van, but going into this though, I really had a thing about the fight. Because to punch somebody in the face, it's a very personal thing. You know what I mean? And he's somebody who I kind of rock with in the biz, man. Like, he stands on his own 2 feet. You know what I'm saying? He didn't always take the easy road, man. So like, that's a dude I definitely salute. But but if he definitely put it out there, I would step up. But like at the end of the day, man, like I just feel like to snuff somebody, that's wild personal. That's personal shit. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have a vendetta against that man.
Now I can dig it, but with that being said, after you win, and if nothing, I can tell from you know how to get to the bag, and after you win, they say if you want to make more money on the next fight, you gotta call out your next opponent. So you got somebody in mind? You don't got to reveal it or nothing, but or you can. I'd love it.
I got some names in my head, but these were a lot of the same names that was like, nah, fam, to begin with. So at the end of the day, like I feel like, what I was setting up to do was a limited series, and what I ended up signing for was a long run. You know what I mean? Because I really was trying to work in the gym for 3 months, and here I am working in the gym off and on for 6 months, to do a fight. So like, and I'm taking it so serious because there's a lot of things I put on the back burner. Like I was trying to like pursue acting a little bit more, and also get back to like trying to write some stand up, and I did all of that. Just to get it together to come do this.
Word. Hey, I know like sometimes like stuff like that gets addictive and takes over your life. I remember I got into powerlifting for a while. The next thing I know, I ain't finishing articles, none of that type stuff. You know what I mean? I wasn't even getting paid for it like you was. But all that being said, I don't want to ignore the music. You released 2 songs to go with the fight, and also going to be on your Microdose project. But we'll touch on the Microdose EP in a minute. But I was definitely rocking with them 2 songs, Violence and For the Love. For the Love, you really struck me with that one because I hate cops too, but I damn sure used to watch New York Undercover. hey, let me ask you this though. You ever gone back and watched it?
Yo, they running reruns of it right now. I can't remember if it's on TV One or Ion, man, but like I still watch the reruns of New York Undercover, man, and they still be dressing fresher than a motherfucker.
Hey, that's what I was gonna say. Like Nels is a shit. Malik Yoba's still cool. Even the little white lady, she alright. But man,
you talking about the police chief?
Yeah, but like I ain't gonna front the Latino cop. Was it Torres?
Torres. No, Torres.
He kind of corny. He kind of corny now. Looking back, like I like it better when the girl come in and kind of take his place.
Got you, but it hit me a certain way, man, because I was still in school. I think I was in middle school when New York Undercover went off the air, or when it was still like in the middle of its run. And when they killed Torres, man, like I felt like I lost a cousin or something like that. Because like you used to see him.
Oh yeah, at the time, hell yeah, bro. I remember where I was at. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to be funny, but like at my young age, the only thing that made more of an impact was fucking Magic Johnson.
Yeah, that's definitely.
And I ain't trying to be funny, but I was like, damn, they killed fucking Torres. I'm talking about now when you watch it, he look a little too pretty. Like I'll see him tussling in the crack house. You know what I mean?
Yo, bro, like some things didn't age well because, like, with our young eyes, certain things look real cool, but then when you look back at it as adults, like, oh, that was weird. Like even when I watch like Rocky, like Rocky 3 has been on a lot lately, and I've been watching it because of getting ready to fight. But like that scene when him and Apollo Creed was running on the beach in them half shorts, it was like, okay.
They was frolicking like the end of the Hobbit shit, the end of the Lord of the Rings. They was frolicking out that motherfucker, bro. I don't play, but I ain't never frolicked.
Yo, me neither. Even the dynamic between Turbo and Ozone and Breaking is like, yo, these dudes live in a treehouse together. Like,
hey, this is a total segue, but I got a wigger theory because I act the way I act because of where I grew up at. Like I'm not like no Malibu's Most Wanted. And I got this theory that wiggers were created by the lack of cool white role models. Because in like the 80s, you know, you got like Alex P. Keaton, or you got a bunch of dudes wearing lipstick and not that there's anything wrong with that, but you know, like the heavy metal dudes look wild crazy, then they look like wild dirty, and like who wants to be like dirty or like, let's say there's nothing wrong with the lipstick. In 1989, I damn sure couldn't afford a pink leather jumpsuit. You know, like that shit like Kiss and Poison was wearing. Like I wouldn't know where the fuck to get them clothes at. But like a rapper, a rapper you could. I was gonna say like a rapper, I would know where to. I mean, that's how I would have dressed anyway because I lived in the hood. But like white kids knew where to get them clothes at. You know, who the fuck wants to dress like Alex P. Keaton or Kirk Cameron on Growing Pains? Or I mean, tell me a cool white motherfucker under the age of 30 in like the 80s and 90s. Like you couldn't dress like Bruce Willis in Die Hard or Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon. There was no white role models for them kids.
I will say, Chill, I feel like Michael J. Fox did redeem himself in Back to the Future because that vest ensemble he was rocking when he jumped in the time machine, the vest was coming on hard body, bro. Oh, you got see? Okay, so that's Back to the Future too.
Yeah.
But yo, that was hard too. And his Nikes was G, all right? And he dropped that movie in 1989, so he kind of came in at the tail end. But when I think about fashion, you know what too? He was kind of dope in Teen Wolf too. Like I think Michael J. Fox might have been the coolest white dude in the 80s.
I mean that proves my fucking point.
Wait, hold on. Are we going to discredit MC Search though?
I mean, I think of him. I think of him as like 90s though. Like Gasface is like 89 and all that.
The Cactus album came out in 1989, so we made it right at the buzzer.
Word. Yeah. Okay. Well, fair enough. And then I definitely give Search his props. I mean, shit. Jay had to pay half of it to Searchlight Publishing, right?
In fact, though.
Word. I mean, shit. This is a perfect conversation for that because you know, For the Love touched on all that stuff. Like in a way in a way, man. Like I was listening to that and thinking like I need to make a list because I ain't listening or watching some of this. And I mean, House Party 3 was kind of whack. But let me ask you this: did you ever see House Party 4?
I couldn't bring myself to watch it. When I knew that kid, when I saw on the box cover of the DVD that Kid and Play was in that little tiny box, something told me that was a cameo, and I just refused to watch it on the strength of that. You know what I mean? I saw where it was going. I was like, you know what? I can't support this because I don't want them to think it's okay to make another one without them in a more prominent role.
Word. Hey, I seen it's on HBO Max. If anybody interested in watching it, I'm sure there must be someone somewhere. So these songs though, they from this microdose project, which you know, I hate to be assumptive, but I would assume that means like acid LSD microdosing.
You know what? There's a long microdosing rabbit hole. I haven't made it to the LSD level yet. However, I went on an ayahuasca retreat about a year and change ago, and it really started changing my life about the world of psychedelics. Because you know, the crazy thing is like, you know, growing up, I had friends that was doing shrooms and whatnot, and I just always looked at them as questionable decision makers because it's just the way they was moving in life. However, I reached a point in my life where like I know how to master and control my high, and I do things for the right reason, not for the sake of just necessarily having a trip, because I feel like sometimes certain things find you when they need to find you. And the ayahuasca trip opened my eyes to a whole new world, bro, that I didn't even realize existed before. Before doing that, man, like, you know, like, yo, we all have a God molecule and particle within our body. And if we learn how to shut all these other distractions around us, we can do some incredible shit. So that opened my door to that. And then I went from the ayahuasca to experimenting with psilocybin as well, and microdosing that, and just having some amazing breakthroughs, man. Because like even as men, I think a lot of times we bottle a lot of things in, and we lose the ability to emote because you know we got to walk around on some tough guy rah shit, man. Sometimes you got to cry, sometimes you got to laugh, sometimes you need to let certain shit go that you've been holding on to. And I feel like, you know, microdosing psilocybin has helped me tap into a lot of that. And that's been great. And even the next level beyond that is I finally got my hands on some DMT. And I had a small breakthrough the other day with a small microdose of DMT, and now my third eye is like wide open, and I'm hungry for more information. Because even on my podcast After Hours, I talked to a guy by the name of Zappy Zeppelin, who's a psychedelic concierge, and he put me on to some psychedelics I wasn't even up on yet. Like, you know, even like, you know, because like ayahuasca is like a feminine dominant plant-based medicine. And he put me onto this thing called iboyega. I believe I might be butchering the name up, but like that's like, you know, straight from Africa. And that's one of the things that he introduced Lamar Odom to help him kick his drug habit and kind of turn his life around. And if you watch how Lamar been moving lately, he's a different dude, all for the better. So, you know, it's a deep world to get into, but, you know, you got to get into it for the right reasons. It's not to, you know, hey, I'm going to have a trip in the woods and, you know, and watch the trees move. Nah, like you got to kind of go into it with the right intention so you get the best effect.
Oh, brother, I've got heavy experience in that realm. When you did the DMT, did you go under?
Nah, I didn't go under, man, and I didn't even do it with a shaman like they recommended to do, because I got lucked up and I got like a DMT cartridge from a friend of mine, and I heard it's harsh, so I was trying to be very gentle with it, and I don't think I did, you know, because they say you're supposed to do a 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And I feel like my 2 and 3 was a little light on the pull, but it was enough for me to feel that tingling in my third eye. You know what I'm saying? And start to see the trees moving in a different way. And I'm like, whoa, this is some powerful stuff. And I only have half a cartridge, so let me slow down and wait till I have time to really do this the right way under like not a lot of pressure. So, you know, like the toughest thing about sometimes microdosing and doing stuff like that is if you have to make time for yourself and you got to be in the right headspace. And having to summon a beast from inside you to do this boxing thing and then turn around and do that, it's a tough juggle. So sometimes, like, you know, a day like today where I would love to do DMT, damn, I can't, because like I got to punch some people, then I got to do this later, then I got to go do something with the kids. So, you know, you gotta allocate that time for yourself.
You know, microdosing LSD would actually probably be a little good for boxing. Top level skiers do it, top level pool players do it, but it's a performance enhancer for athletics, especially things that require computing angles and stuff, which, you know, boxing is nothing but, you know, the computation of angles to some extent.
Yeah, you know, going from level to level, I can't wait till I get there, because I live in a place where you can't necessarily trust everybody. So
yeah, word. You don't want to get no fentanyl and shit. Yeah.
Hell yeah, they'd be like, yo, apparently Headkrack had a drug problem. And I was like, no, somebody slipped them some bad stuff. And you've been seeing that narrative pop up so often, man. Like, you know, with DMX and Shock G, Mac Miller. And, you know, you don't want to be one of the got a dope source or possibly a psychedelic concierge. So I'm definitely going to tap in with Zappy Zeppelin and see if I can get that connect. Or if you know a guy, we can talk off the grid.
Word. Shit, definitely. That's what's up. What's your time looking like? Because there's some things I want to get to you, but if I got time,
what time is it right now?
It's 5:21 Eastern Standard.
Yeah, I got like 8 more minutes.
8 more minutes. Okay, well then I'll abridge my shit. I went to prison and I had a lot of solitary confinement time, and then when my grandmother who raised me died while I was in prison. And then obviously you can't cry in prison. You'll get raped and shit. And true story. People accept that shit. I don't understand why our society just accepts that shit. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. And I didn't cry for like 4 years. And I was watching Spider-Man 2 when Dr. Octopus yanked Aunt May for some reason. That shit like made me cry like a motherfucker. During that period, I got really bad into alcohol and cocaine. And the thing that got me sober was a guided mushroom trip. The only thing I ain't been able to kick is nicotine, but other than that, mushrooms have helped me more than anything else in my life. As far as like dealing with mental issues, like you said, letting the demons out, things of that nature. You know, like I was brought up that if you go to psychologists, you're weak or you're crazy for life. You know, there's a stigma around that shit. And we're forced to carry a lot, bro. And I'm sorry for your loss, man. And like it was some of those losses too that, you know, made me like try to find
like a higher source or something, you know, something to tap into, man. So did you feel an instantaneous change once you started microdosing mushrooms and stuff like that? Did you feel like you no longer needed, you know, the mother substances?
Oh no, microdosing was way down the road.
Okay.
I did the shit you was telling people not to do. Like I was just doing it to get high, but then like
Got you.
I had to break through on my own, you know, like. But it can go wrong, so I ain't encouraging that at all. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, get guidance, shaman, do your research, all that good shit. But since we only got 8 minutes, were you on the Wildin' Out episode with Lele?
With Lele got that song. What's the song Lele got?
Go Lele Go, or the John with Young Dolph, or the Christmas song with Paul Wall, or that girl Lele. She's like a little girl.
No. I wasn't on that episode. I was on the episode with the uno, dos, tres, cuatro. I don't mess with that chick. She a tacho. I was on that episode.
Got you.
But that was a hella fine experience, man.
Oh, I'm sure. I just, if you were, my daughter would be mad as shit at me if I ain't ask about it. She is super Lele.
Yo, Lele pulled up to the morning hustle, man. Yo, that's a young, focused young lady. Young Lele came through with what's the other little kid that got a show on Nickelodeon? Young Dylan.
Young Dylan, yeah. Damn, man, my daughter would have loved to be there. As an interviewer, you know, I ended up listening to that almost as much as your music, and I gotta say, you're much better than I am. So could you give me some advice, like when you get a quote unquote bad guest, not because they're like being an a-hole or whatever, but maybe your questions are bad. What's your best advice on how to salvage an interview if it's not going the way you like?
I think the best way to sometimes have an interview is do what you're doing now, bro. Like I think you're solid to me. Like we've talked about some things I haven't talked to with other people. You know, because like when I get ready to interview people, sometimes I listen to other interviews that other people have done with people, and sometimes I'm like, oh wow, that was an interesting approach. I think sometimes the best way to do an interview sometimes is to, I mean, granted they want you to talk about, you know, whatever it is they got going on, but just to have just a conversation. You know what I mean? Because even talking to you, damn, I want to interview you to talk about your recovery, prison life, and you know, and what got you into hip hop, because I can look at your background behind you and tell that, you know, shit, like, you know, you're a culture driven individual. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things you're into. I can tell you into Marvel, hip hop, you know, like and all types of stuff. So
hey, you want to hear something deep though?
What's that?
I'm also only like bad guys, because I don't like or the hero. I like heroes that kill people. I don't like heroes that take people to jail.
Anti-heroes.
No, not even that. I don't like heroes that take people to jail. I think a lot of them people ain't heroes. Like Iron Man ain't no motherfucking hero. He like Joe McCain. He did one good thing at the end of his life. But before that, he created the situation. He an arms dealer. He makes all this shit happen, fuck shit up, and then he buys a company that cleans it up. So like he like Dick Cheney. Iron Man evil as a motherfucker.
Yo, when you really look at it, yo, real talk, I was one of the people watching Black Panther rooting for Killmonger, because I get it.
Mad Killmonger shit there. That's my favorite character ever. I got a big ass poster. Killmonger was right. Like 5 Killmonger was right t-shirts. Yeah, fuck yeah, I love Killmonger, because like, you know, I know R.I.P. Chad Boseman, and you're not supposed to say nothing bad about Black Panther, especially if you're white. But I tell the fucking truth. And I think that's just fucked up if they living in fucking Africa and it's all these people dying of AIDS and apartheid in South Africa, and they sitting there on like magic levitating ships and shit.
Yeah, I mean, like I try to look at it with the optics that if that stuff got out, right, people, you know, the reason why they kept it for themselves because everybody would use it for all the wrong reasons, like everything else ever, you know. And even sometimes when you do have the answer, like, you know, when we talk about like, you know, plant-based medicine has helped people get over their psychological issues. These fucking pharmaceutical companies, man, do such a great job of lobbying and pushing things away and keeping things illegal, man. There's so many people who could kick their drug habit if they would go on an ayahuasca retreat, or if they would just like start microdosing, you know, LSD. Even, you know, I was talking to Zappy, man. Zappy was like, one of the things that got, you know, a couple of his clients together was the microdosing of ketamine, which I've always been taught that ketamine is a terrible drug and you shouldn't use it, but under a controlled environment, ketamine actually can reformat your brain and block off those receptors that make you crave some of the things that you're addicted to.
Yeah, closed bad neural pathways. If you heard of Dr. Carl Hart, you should look into him. He's
Dr. Carl Hart?
Yeah, he's as a black cat. I believe he teaches at either Princeton or I don't know. He teaches at one of them super Ivy League Jones, but he
I know
advocates.
my man was talking about microdosing heroin, right?
I don't think he was microdosing it. He was using it responsibly, according to his words. But yeah, he was trying to get the full effect without because he said the withdrawal is like a mild cold. So if you use it like one night, you have like a mild sniffles the next morning, you're good. But he was talking about the responsible ways to use cocaine and all that shit. But and anybody heard that? That's an interesting rabbit hole to go further down this subject. I know your time is limited. Is there anything? I know there's one more question I have on the violence song. I'm curious. I kind of detected a different flow. I mean, you did kind of flow like that on that Machine Gun Funk jump too. Would you ever flow like that? Yeah, Machine Gun Rap. My bad. I got Biggie on the brain. But would you ever use that cadence or delivery on a Bodega Brothers song?
Absolutely. Like, we're working on some more Bodega Brothers records right now. And I think, I don't know if you got a chance to check out our project, Loaded Guns and Alcohol, but there's a song called The Rah Rah, which I feel like is the closest thing to violence on there. But yo, bro, chill. When I tell you we got some joints in the stash, like I wish we could put these Bodega records out fast enough. We got a new single out right now called Rampage.
Bodega Rampage. I was listening to that. Yeah, that video is dope too. Y'all go check it out. Bodega Boys Rampage video.
Yeah, but we cranking up some things, man. I think the next couple of records, you're gonna hear some different flows, some more progressive sounds, and just some fun, rambunctious records, man. Like now that we back outside again, we're gonna be doing a lot more shows. We just got back doing a small Texas run a couple weeks ago, and we got a show coming up May 27th in Texas, at this spot called Ruins. Follow me on Instagram to get the details. Like we just got the flyer back today, so we got some things coming.
And on Instagram, that's at Headkrack with a K, right?
Yep, HEADKRACK. And you follow the Bodega Brothers at Bodega BROVAS, and be in a loop on all the things we doing.
Or just the last thing I want to say, man, and doing my research for this interview and being peripherally aware of you for about a decade now, I just gotta let you know that I admire your openness to experience life and the clear ability to still find wonder in existence. They say the people that appreciate simple things enjoy life the most. So you seem well on your path, brother.
Yo, thank you, man. And that's like probably the most profound statement I have heard in a minute. Can you say it one more time?
Probably not, but they can rewind this shit.
Yo, chill, bro. You a real one, and it just ain't no Hollywood shit, bro. Like we gotta tap in more often, man. Even just to just do health and wellness checks on each other, man. It's a tough world to navigate, and and there's a lot of things out here to eat people up, man. But some of the ones that figure out the path to enlightenment and self-betterment, man, like sometimes you need other people to get it, because sometimes these conversations that we're having, not everybody's mentally equipped to have that conversation, or they just don't get it, or they haven't hit rock bottom low enough to understand what it takes to climb back up, man. So I appreciate you and your journey as well, G.
Hey, well, man, that's the perfect place to leave it. I'll hit you up on Instagram, and we exchange contact information. But thank you so much for your time. I would say good luck with the fight, but all that preparation, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. So you well on the way, brother.
Indeed, and I'm scanning your desk just to see. Like, I think I got a couple Funko Pops you might be interested in. So when I see you on June 11th, I'm gonna bring something for you.
Hold up, though. You peeped. I got Will Smith there from Wild Wild West, right?
And some people say he's a villain now.
Well, it's because I got alopecia. He gonna come smack the fuck out of anybody to make fun of me.
Yo, still, I appreciate you, my G, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you on IG. And yo, let's build, man.
No doubt, man. How's your later? Salute, brother.
Salute. God bless.
Yes, sir. Take it light.